Well, good evening, everybody. Everybody out there in La La Land that's tuning in. My name's Longevity John. I'm your host for tonight. This is the Duncan Showroom live stream. Another opportunity for us to present music that you wouldn't normally get an opportunity to hear unless you sat at home and listened to this or actually came to the show. That would be the better part. But as a matter of fact, we do have some live audience tonight, which is great to work off with the band. But predominantly we do this to make sure that Canadians get to know what kind of music is coming up in their country and that you should honestly get out there and really enjoy it. Live is the best way to do it. But this is the second best. It seems to work. Dr. Ted Cadillac's on lights, sound, and cameras. We don't tell the band where the cameras are, so don't worry. The other thing is that we are the DoorDash of music. If you were to be at home and ordered a meal, it could be 20 minutes after you came out of the oven before it shows up at your house, whereas it's only about anywhere from a 7 to 13 second delay with us, right? So you should tip us bigger. You know, the more money you send in, the more money the band makes. Come on, you got, well, if you're watching it another time, it doesn't really matter. You can still donate. It really helps us. And by the way, I have in my hand the new program for the 39 Days of July 2023. It's out. It's on the streets. If you live in the Cowichan Valley or nearby, you want to have one of these. Just to discover a whole bunch of people. They have the opportunity to be passing through our area, and we get to present them. Unfortunately, these guys aren't going to be here at that time, but if they were, I make sure you get an opportunity to hear them. So that's why we said on a Monday night, yes, we will present these guys because you got to hear them. Doggone Brothers Band. And I heard there's a story behind it, which somewhere along the way they're going to explain. Aren't you?
We sure will.
Well, that's good because bluegrass bands have got the greatest names. I never figure out how it happens. But these guys are having fun. They're all from that, the Kootenays, is it? Yeah? Cranbrook and all that stuff. And Invermere. Is anybody, is that considered Kootenays?
Golden.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I almost moved to Golden. Because I just thought Golden was the coolest. My dog came from Golden, from the Braeberry.
Is he a golden retriever?
No, it was a little Pomeranian Shih Tzu Terrier that I ended up having. I didn't know I was pregnant when I got her, and she ended up. But when it was all said and done, we had 11 dogs that I in my little troop.
That's good value.
Well, it was. They were all from different. You know, not only were they all related, but they all had relations. Henceforth, the two banjo players and one with a southern bark, but we didn't let her out much at all. Bluegrass, you're going to enjoy these guys. I'm sure of it. Give them a warm welcome for those that are in the audience. For those at home, yeah, clap it up. Doggone Brothers Band.
Lord, oh Lord, I'm missing home. Lord, I should have never roamed from those jagged pine hills in my cabin by the mill, where the rushing water cuts the stone. Lord, oh Lord, I'm missing home. Ma and my pa dead and gone. It's no wonder I keep moving on. Thought I'd find my way back to Old Man River Clay. My feet just carry me along. It's no wonder I keep moving on. Lord, oh Lord, I'm missing home. Lord, I should have never roamed from those jagged pine hills in my cabin by the mill, where the rushing water cuts the stone. Lord, oh Lord, I'm missing home. Got a girl way down in Muscle Shoals with a sad green eyes and a weary soul. A baby at her breast won't give her any rest. Her daddy went off and running cold. Got a girl way down in Muscle Shoals. So Lord, oh Lord, I'm missing home. Lord, I should have never roamed those jagged pine hills in my cabin by the mill, where the rushing water cuts the stone. Lord, oh Lord, I'm missing home. Well, I'm waiting on that southern cannonball. I probably shouldn't think of home at all. The sighing of the breeze in those wild oak trees reminds me of that cabin in the fall. So I'm waiting on that southern cannonball. I can hear the rumbling of the train. Can't believe I'm riding freight again, moving with the wind. I don't know where I've been, but change has been my only friend. So here I go, I'm missing home again. Lord, oh Lord, I'm missing home. Lord, I should have never roamed those jackpine hills in my cabin by the mill, where the rushing water cuts the stone. Lord, oh Lord, I'm missing home. Lord, oh Lord, I'm missing home.
Well, thank you, folks, and thank you for those who are listening online. Thanks for tuning in tonight with us. We're going to keep it going with a bunch of bluegrass songs for you. This is a new one that we wrote. It's about my dog, Spud. He's a good black Labrador retriever, and I figure every good songwriter that has a dog has probably written a few tunes about their dog. So we're going to do this one for you now. It's called the Spud Song, and I have a capo somewhere. Right there.
Go ahead and use that one.
So last night we stayed, we've been on a bit of a tour, and we played at the Cowichan Valley Bluegrass Fest just this past weekend. And then on Sunday night we went out to Victoria and played a house show last night, and ended up sleeping on the floor on a mattress. They laid out a foamy on the floor, but the people at this house that hosted us, amazing hosts, Graham and Mandy, and they have a golden retriever that came and snuggled with me in the night. It just came over and laid down with me, and it was actually a very lovely sleep, not gonna lie. So if we're gonna do a song about a dog, you're just thinking about retrievers and all right, you guys ready? I know you're all ready. All right, banjo, are you ready? A little banjo, are you gonna stay in tune for me? All right. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Darker than the storm horizon, softer than the summer rain. Across the floor you come flying, black as night and bright as day. So what's it you and me go swimming, paddle across the other side? Well, it ain't no race, but I might be winning, all you and me just killing time. Ain't no use tonight, I'm gonna miss you when you leave. Ain't no use in lying, unless you're lying next to me. Gunshots echoing down the valley, dog and the cattails running around. Geese are flying across the coulee, and if you bring them back, I'll bring them down. Ain't no use tonight, I'm gonna miss you when you leave. Ain't no use in lying, unless you're lying next to me.
goodbye. She'll run on in my memories as the days and months and years roll by. Well, there ain't no use denying I'm gonna miss you when you leave. There ain't no use in lying. Ain't no use denying I'm gonna miss you when you leave. Ain't no use in lying unless you're lying next to me. All right, thank you, folks.
Well, we're super grateful for y'all for coming out in whatever form you're coming out to see us here, and we're gonna swing right into an old country tune here that was written by Cole Porter. The music and the words were from an old cowboy poet named Robert Fletcher from Montana. And it's one that's been covered by everyone from Ella Fitzgerald to the Killers. So feel free to sing along if you feel so moved as the mood gets on you.
Thank you.
Lots of land under starry skies above, but don't fence me in. I wanna ride through the wide open country that I love, but don't fence me in. Let me be by myself in the evening breeze and listen to the murmur of the cottonwood trees. Send me out forever, but I ask you please, don't fence me in. Just turn me loose, let me straddle my old saddle underneath the western sky. On my cayuse, let me wander over yonder till I see the mountains rise. Wanna ride to the ridge where the west commences, gaze at the moon till I lose my senses. Can't stand hobbles and I can't stand fences, don't fence me in. Starry skies above, but don't fence me in. I wanna ride through the wide open country that I love, but don't fence me in. Let me be by myself in the evening breeze and listen to the murmur of the cottonwood trees. Send me out forever, but I ask you please, don't fence me in. Just turn me loose, let me straddle my old saddle underneath the western sky. On my cayuse, let me wander over yonder till I see the mountains rise. Wanna ride to the ridge where the west commences, gaze out the moon till I lose my senses. Can't stand hobbles and I can't stand fences, don't fence me in. Well, thank you, folks. It's an old one for you, but it's a gooder. I like that one. We're going to keep it going with an old country tune here. This one's called
I'll Be There by Ray Price. It's the best 2-chord song that we know and play. In fact, it's the only 2-chord song we play, but it's a great one if you're ever jamming with people. This is a fun song to bring out because it's very easy to track along with, but we love doing it, so we're going to do it for you now. This one's called I'll Be There in the key of B. For those of you who are wondering.
Playing along at home.
No chain strong enough to hold me, ain't no breeze big enough to slow me, and I'll be there if you ever want me by your side. There ain't no jail tight enough to lock me, ain't no man big enough to stop me, and I'll be there if you ever want me by your side. Well, love me if you ever gonna love me. I never have seen a road too rough to ride. There ain't no chain strong enough to hold me, ain't no breeze big enough to slow me, and I'll be there if you ever want me by your side. Thank you.
Well, we're gonna swing right into, this is an old, there's a bunch of folk kind of characters that weave through some of these old songs, and John Henry is one of them, and sort of this legendary rail driver, the fellow pounding the railway spikes, and this is a song that I heard from Doc Watson first, and it's all about that legendary John Henry feller. It's called Walk On Boy. Well, I was born one morning, and the rain came a-pouring down. And I heard my mammy say to my baby kids, call John Henry Brown, walk on, boy. Walk on down the road, 'cause there ain't nobody in this whole wide world gonna help you carry your load. Well, I left my mammy and pappy round about the age of 10. Lord, I got me a job working on the levee, toting water for the hard-working man. Walk on, boy. Walk on down the road, for there ain't nobody in this whole wide world gonna help you carry your load. one day my pappy told me some advice I wanna give to you. Boy, find you a woman and be good to her, and she'll be good to you. Walk on, boy. Walk on down the road where there ain't nobody in this whole wide world gonna help you carry your load. Anyone should ever ask you just who is that fellow Brown, you can tell him I'm the boy who left his hammer smoking when he beat that old steam drill down. Walk on, boy. Walk on down the road where there ain't nobody in this whole wide world gonna help you carry your load. Where there ain't nobody in this whole wide world gonna help you carry your load. There ain't nobody in this whole wide world gonna help you carry your load. Walk on, boy.
Thank you. Well, last summer we ended up getting to go and play music at a festival called Northern Lights Bluegrass and Old Time Festival up in Ness Creek, Saskatchewan. Have any of you heard of that? Yeah, it's a beautiful little festival they have up there, and they do this songwriting contest every year where they take a week and they give you a week to write a song, and they put in some keywords that you have to incorporate into a song to be able to enter this contest. It kind of prevents people from taking an old song that they wrote years ago and submitting it. And so they give you keywords and they give you a week to do it. And so Mike and me had never really done a co-write before. This was kind of our first attempt at writing a song together. We both write songs on our own, and we both play each other's songs in this project that we're in. And we figured it's time to start writing some music together. So we took this contest as sort of a nod to do that. And it was a little bit weird. They put in keywords that have never worked into a song before. They used the three words fortuitous, timeline, and scrolling were the three words that we were given as some framework to go with. So we ended up writing this song, and it kind of sparked out of the word fortuitous. Sort of sounds like saying for two of us, and it kind of spilled out into this song, kind of a heartbreak old country tune, love song. Very original idea. So we took it and we entered this contest. We ended up winning third place, which was very exciting for us. And the artistic director actually reached out afterwards and said, "Hey, I love that song of yours. And if you're okay with it, we'd love to invite you to come play our festival, 3 full 45-minute sets at the festival." So we got to go play it last year, which felt like kind of a jackpot for us. So we're going to do this song for you now. It's called Love You Just the Same. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Started out just the two of us, and it was all brand new to us. Felt a little bit fortuitous, but I loved you just the same. And looking back down through the years, I see a timeline of joy and tears, and how I wish that I had you here, 'cause I love you just the same. Vision comes to wake me in the middle of the night. Thought I saw your face, but I know something just ain't right. Scrolling down through the Sunday Times, I've come to see you're no longer mine. You got a ring from some other guy, but I love you just the same. of our love lingers with me like the northern lights. I feel you, but you're still so far away. Lately, honey, all my hope is gone, and so I pack my little carry-on. Still wondering what I've done wrong, 'cause I love you just the same. Maybe we were just bound to lose, and now I'm wearing down my walking shoes. And darling, it don't matter what you choose, 'cause I love you just the same. Yes, I love you just the same. Know when I'm proud, I'll wear my crown, but I'll fall down on my head again. When I fall down, who'll be around? When I fall down off the wall again. And all the king's horses and all the king's men can put me together again. And well, if you fall when I'm not home, you'll be alone by yourself again. Brenda's the whole
all the king's men, and all the king's horses, and all the king's men can put me together. Put me together again. Put me together again. Thank you, folks. Well, switch over to the old banjo.
Thank you. That last one there was a tune that I wrote many years ago, and it's one of those ones that kind of rattles around in your sort of song repertoire. And then when I started playing with Clay, it kind of came out and it kind of fit. It was the first band where I felt like, oh, we can make this work. And what actually happened was that Clay plays with his partner Joel as well as a duo called the Parsons, and they ended up taking that song and recording it on their album with a cello and a violin, and it sounded so gorgeous. I thought, well, you guys can have it now. And now we've brought it back into this band because we've played as a duo for a number of years, and just this year we've scaled up to the Doggone Brothers band, where we've added Leah Gardner on fiddle over here, and Rhonda Shippey on the upright bass. And back there we have Clayton Parsons on the guitar and the banjo, and I'm Mike Heffer, and I've got the octave mandolin and the tiny mandolin, and so we decided to throw it back in the mix here, and it's so nice to have those strings kind of going behind it anyways. So we're going to play a little trilogy of tunes here for you in D, for those of you who are caring about that. Tune up your instruments to D. The first one is a traditional, and there's a bunch of levels of goneness in the world, apparently. Like, you can be sort of gone, or we're going, or in the process of going, and there's gone. But right above gone, there's another one called solid gone. And this song talks about someone being not just gone, but solid gone. Like, it's worse or more permanent or something, but it's an old song called the Cannonball Blues. And they're going to swing into an instrumental by one of my favorite mandolin players named Joe K. Walsh, and it's called When It's Over, and it was one of those COVID tunes, and it's a beautiful melody that has all the melancholy things we were feeling in June, July of 2020. And then we're gonna wind it up with another old traditional called Red Rockin' Chair. My jumper, babe, starts my overalls. Well, I'm gonna ride that train that they call the Cannonball, from Buffalo down to Washington. Did you hear the train a-comin'? It's coming round the bend, gonna carry me away, and I won't be back again, because I'm gone, I'm solid gone. Down here crying 'cause she's gone. Feels like I'm dying 'cause she's gone, she's solid gone. My baby ran away, she even took my shoes. If that's not enough to give a man those doggone weary blues, 'cause she's gone, she's solid gone. Down here crying 'cause she's gone. Feels like I'm dying 'cause she's gone, she's solid gone.
I'm headed way up north, headed up north this fall. And if my luck won't change, well, I won't be back at all, because I'm gone, solid gone. Down here crying 'cause she's gone. Feels like I'm dying 'cause she's gone, she's solid gone. Down here crying 'cause she's gone. Feels like I'm dying 'cause she's gone, she's solid gone. Well, I ain't got no use, ain't got no use for that red rocking chair. I ain't got no sugar baby now, I ain't got no honey baby now. Who rocked the cradle? Who rocked the cradle? Oh, sing this song. Who rocked the cradle when you're gone? Who rocked the cradle when you're gone? I will rock the cradle, I will rock the cradle, and I'll sing this song. I will rock the cradle when you're gone, I will rock the cradle when you're gone. Round he comes along with his mouth full of gold. Round it took my sugar baby and gone. I ain't got no honey baby now. Well, I ain't got no use, ain't got no use for that red rocking chair. I ain't got no sugar baby now. I ain't got no honey baby now. I ain't got no sugar baby now. I ain't got no honey baby now.
Thank you, folks. Well, we're just gonna keep it going here. Normally we would take a break at this point, but I think we're just gonna
Just roll with it.
keep on, plug on through to the other side.
Roll on, buddy.
Roll on, buddy.
Well, we're gonna do another one of Clay's originals here. This is a song he wrote a little while ago, "Looking at His Feet." And you know, they're a sight to behold, but they're especially nice when covered with a nice pair of cotton socks. I'll let you tell him. I'll tell you all about the socks.
Well, I have a bunion on my foot, and
Tell the people of the internet, Clay.
this is permanent on the internet. So here it is. I've named my bunion. Can anyone guess what I named my bunion?
That's right.
Everyone gets it first try. So much so that I even tried to tattoo Paul on my bunion in a, I don't know if it was a wise decision or not, but probably not.
That's definitely a not.
But I think it needs a name. It's kind of, he's growing, he's maturing. Someone needed to name him, and so I did. Anyways, he looks much better when there's a nice fresh pair of cotton socks covering him up. And I was looking at my feet one day, and I had sort of a running list of things in my head that I just enjoy in life, and this is kind of my list of things that bring me a little bit more joy than some of the dreariness of the world that can sometimes seep in. So I had a couple ideas in my head, and it all just kind of spilled out one day as I was staring at my feet, and I just realized how much I love them. Love those fresh socks. It goes like this. It's a fresh pair of cotton socks. It's the sweet sound of skipping rocks. It's late nights and long talks round the old campfire. And it's barbecue and smokies, smoking $50 stogies. It's a feeling when you hold me like you never wanna let me go. It's when you see an old friend who's home for the weekend, and when you're with them, the skies don't look so gray. And in the morning when the bird sings, in the evening when the guitars ring, I think of all the little things that help me through the days. Like hot coffee in my favorite cup, the smell of bacon while I'm waking up, sunsets that make you stop. What I love the most, shooting ducks down by a slough with my old man and sister too. My dog Spud will bring 'em back to you, dead as a post. It's when you see an old friend who's home for the weekend. When you're with them, the skies don't look so gray. And in the morning when the bird sings, in the evening when the guitars ring, I think of all the little things that help me through the days. Little man, fly fishing in my favorite stream. It's your best fitting pair of jeans and the smell of an ocean breeze in the afternoon. It's mama's cooking on Christmas Day, flowers blooming in the month of May. It's the way that you look at me with your eyes so blue. It's when you see an old friend who's home for the weekend, and when you're with them the skies don't look so gray. And in the morning when the bird sings, in the evening when the guitars ring, I think of all the little things that help me through the day. Oh, it's always the little things that help me through the day. Thank you, folks. Let's do Valley Below.
Yeah, let's do that one. I like that one. Well, you may have noticed that most of the tunes that Clay writes are these happy, bouncy, little uplifting things about dogs and fun things like socks and pretty things, and some of the things that I've written are more about processing the hard times, and this one is no different. So this is an original tune that I wrote when I was going through a hard time, and it kind of came out as a little story about a feller who ended up by his lonesome in a little cabin. And we're all Kootenai people. We come from the mountains, and so there's a whole bunch of mountain metaphors going on in here. And this one's called The Valley Below. And we do have a couple of CDs here off to the side and some other merch. This one is off our latest EP we released last summer. It's called Don't Fence Me In, and this is one of the tunes on it, Valley Below. Just as soon as Clayton finishes tuning his trampoline. Never had too much to say. Guess it's just the Kootenai boy's silent way. Always glad to lend an ear, more like the nighttime forest than the coyote at the ending day. I have always loved you, it's true, but now I have to sing these words, so I'll be alright. But I can barely see you, like the harvest moon in midday. There's nothing left for me to say, so what's there left to do? There's a freshly graded gravel road, and cat tracks on the mountain snow. The small house in the valley below that sure is missing you. Well, it's been 3 years since I've seen you around, a couple more since you made the big move to town. And all along the highway, the signs are pointing this way, but you're not coming back. Well, I've been staring down my rifle sight. I can't see because my blurry eyes, but I'll be alright.
I can barely see you, like a harvest moon in midday. There's nothing left for me to say, so what's there left to do? Well, there's a freshly graded gravel road and cat tracks on the mountain snow. A small house in the valley below that sure is missing you. Sure is missing you. It sure is missing you.
Thank you, folks. Well, we're gonna keep it going with another banjo tune. This is a song by a guy named Willie T. Taylor. He's, I think he's out of California. Anyways, he wrote this beautiful song called "Wrong Way to Run," and we're gonna do that one for you right now.
Willie T's coming here this summer.
I
Is
saw
he?
that. He's
Oh, that's amazing.
We met him in New Orleans a couple of years ago. He's coming to Folk Fest.
Oh, very cool.
such a great artist.
One, two, 1, 2, 3. Some mountains and men are bigger than you think. Some rivers so fast that you can't take a drink. Some burdens so heavy that you can't help but sink. In that ocean with the chains on one too many link. I'm a laid back one and I've been one so long. I ain't perfect, you can tell by my song. Brothers, forgive me for all of my wrongs. The good Lord, He's calling and it's time to go. Say what you will, do what you must. Well, that rain's gonna come and clear up this dust. And I ain't at home in so very long, but I'm leaving tomorrow, won't you leave the light on? I'm a laid back one and I've been one so long. I ain't perfect, you can tell by my song. Brothers, forgive me for all of my wrongs. Well, the good Lord, He's calling and it's time to go home. Worn out my shoes on this wrong way to run. Blistered my skin working hard under the sun. Supper's almost over and I done cleared my plate. There's a light shining yonder and I don't think I'll wait. Well, I'm a laid back one and I've been one so long. I ain't perfect, you can tell by my song. Brothers, forgive me for all of my wrongs. Well, the good Lord, He's calling and it's time to go. I'm a laid back one and I've been one so long. I ain't perfect, you can tell by my song. Brothers, forgive me for all of my wrongs. The good Lord, He's calling and it's time to go home. Yes, the good Lord, He's calling and it's time to go home. Thank you, folks.
You win the prize for the last note, for sure. Well, I did sort of promise that we'd tell you about our band name, how we got the Doggone Brothers, and it started out as a duo. Clayton and I met at a mutual friend's birthday party, kind of picking tunes at an open mic that he had. Kind of just invited all his friends and said, I just want to hear you all play music together. And as the night faded, so did all the other people, and Clayton and I just kind of kept on picking, and we just right away knew we had sort of some musical connection and enjoyed the way each other approached the songs. And a few days later, I messaged him and said that was really fun. We should do that again. And I already got the band name. So I don't know if any of you know about Fernie, but we get a lot of snow in Fernie. Like a lot of snow. It's kind of a microclimate that they call it the Snow Valley, and for good reason, because 20 minutes either direction, it's not as snowy. But there's times in the middle of winter where you get to wishing for just a t-shirt and some shorts. And so for a few years there, we dragged our kids down to Wintergrass in Bellevue, Washington, and there's one time we left, it was -20 in Fernie and +14 in Bellevue. So it's a pretty big difference, but you just need a break sometimes. And so we dragged them down there. They've got a great youth academy there, and my son came back with his buddy, and he said, we got a band going. I'm like, oh yeah, really? Yeah, we're called the Doggone Brothers. I'm like, dang, that's good. And so he kind of sat on it for a while because Wes and him they weren't serious about music yet. So they kind of faffed about with it and didn't really do anything. So after a couple of years, I kind of asked Finn. I said, "Well, are you guys using that name? Because I have this new guy that I want to play some tunes with." And Finn said, "Oh yeah, go ahead and use it." I'm like, "You should probably check with your friend Wes." And he's like, "Okay, I will." But he didn't. And so Wes found out the hard way when we had our concert and had the posters up around. He's like, "What?" So we had to do a little backpedaling. So we, stole the band name from children. Really, is what it came down to.
Just so you know, Finn's watching. So.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah, Finn can confirm or not, but he and his buddy came up with it. It's a great band name. We've loved it since the beginning, and really feel like it suits us. And the trouble is that when we pick up some diverse genders in the band, the brothers doesn't work so well. But we played this weekend at Cowichan with a band called the Po Ramblin' Boys, and their fiddle player is this wonderful woman fiddler, singer, who's like in the running for all these awards, and they still call themselves the Po Ramblin' Boys. So we've opted to go with the Doggone Brothers Band.
So Finn can have it back now.
Yeah, we're
Doggone
not.
Brothers are now up for grabs. Doggone Brothers Band is now.
Yeah. So anyway, this is a true story song because we, as Clay said, we did have some pallets on the floor last night, and this is an old traditional tune about sleeping on the floor.
On your floor, make me down a pallet on your floor, make me down a pallet soft and low, 'cause babe I'm broken, I got nowhere to go. Well, I've been hanging around some good time friends of mine, oh, they treat me very nice and kind when I got $1 and 8 dimes. Everywhere I see weary blues, and they're everywhere I see. Well, no one's ever had the blues like me. Sleep on my back and shoulders tied. The way I'm sleeping, my back and shoulders tied. Come tomorrow. I'm broke and I got nowhere to go. Lay me down a valley soft and low. 'Cause babe, I'm broke and I got nowhere to go.
All right.
Well, yesterday we led the gospel hour at the Cowichan Valley Bluegrass Fest. So we're gonna do one of those tunes for you. It's an old traditional gospel tune, and we've been loving doing the gospel hour. We had three bands on stage. So there's the Under the Rocks band, the Mighty Teardrops, and then us, the Doggone Brothers. So we were the Under the Doggone Mighty Rock Drops
With tears.
with tears, and they were mighty.
They were almost mighty tears.
They were mighty tears. And we got to play with them, and it was really fun to just kind of have 12 people on stage, all fantastic musicians. And, you know, at certain times you just say fiddle solo, and then 3 fiddle players would step up and take a solo together, and then the 2 guitar players would step up and we would take a solo back and forth and kind of play off each other, and the mandolins and the banjos, or the Texas headphones as some people call them, the banjos on either side. It was a lot of fun, so we had a good time leading the old gospel hour there, and we're going to do one of those for you. This one's called
Little Mountain Church.
Little Mountain Church House. That's what it's called, yep.
Yeah, we kind of worked this one up for that gospel hour and it's stuck on the set, so
Play the melody, start.
here it is. Ready? All right. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. There's a little mountain church in my thoughts of yesterday, where friends and family gathered for the Lord, where an old-fashioned preacher taught that straight and narrow way for what few coins a congregation could afford. Dressed in all our Sunday best, we'd sit on pews of solid oak. I remember how our voices filled the air, Mama sounding like an angel on those high soprano notes. When the roll was called up yonder, I'll be there. Looking back now, that little mountain church house has become my life's cornerstone. It was there in that little mountain church house where I first heard the word I based my life upon. Sundays singing and dinner on the ground. Many were the souls that were revived, and the brothers and the sisters who've gone on to glory land. Rest in peace in that maple grove nearby. Looking back now, that little mountain church house has become my life's cornerstone. It was there in that little mountain church house where I first heard the word I based my life upon. Looking back now, that little mountain church house has become my life's cornerstone. It was there in that little mountain church house where I first heard the word I based my life upon. Where I first heard the word I based my life upon.
Thank you. Oh, we're gonna keep it going here for you. This is a tune Mike wrote. Actually, we had a 4 or 5 day songwriting retreat. We went to his cabin over on Kootenai Lake in the West Kootenays, and it was a time to just sort of take a few, partially written songs that we both had and come together and just try to work out the rest of the lyrics and work out the arrangements and whatnot. So Mike came out. He went into his room for a while. Like, I just need to escape for a bit. Goes into his room, shuts the door. Play, sing, write. And he comes out and he's like, hey, I wrote this song. I think it's called Sister Springtime. And he played it for me and I was like, oh my gosh, this is a beautiful, slow song that is just, at the time, like we went and we did this little retreat. Was it in May? Did we go? March. So it was just as we're coming out of winter, coming into spring, and it was just this felt like the longest winter ever in the Kootenays, and snow and cold, and it just wasn't. Normally we get little warm snaps that kind of start to let you know spring is coming, and it just felt like those weren't really there as much this year, and it felt like a long cold winter. So we started to feel some sun coming out, and it was just this beautiful inspiration about spring and just kind of what that does inside of us. And I have this hunch in my mind. Mike wrote a few of these new songs, and he keeps mentioning my name in some of them. The first song we opened with is Old Man River Clay. And he's like slipping the word clay in there, and it's like, oh, he's writing about me. That's nice, Mike. And then this one, there's a line in the song that says, my heart's so full of clay. And I think he's talking about me when he sings that line. And I just, love getting to play music and write songs with my brother Michael, my doggone brother, not my real brother, not my biological brother, but my doggone brother. Shoot, I'll tell you what. And he wrote this beautiful song. We're going to play it for you now. It's called Sister Springtime. Keep an eye out for that line. It's chocked full of love for me. It's a heart full of clay.
Well, you know what the truth is, Clay, is that I'm just hoping to mold you into the shape that I want. Been scheming that one for a little while.
Scheming that one for a while. That's a dad joke right there.
That's right. Well, I'm a dad. I'm ready. 1, 2, 3, 2, 2. Here in darkest winter, in the trees up in the pines, you can hear the scrape of gravel as the plow rolls on for miles. The lonely raven calling, he's searching for a friend. The snow comes down like blankets and covers up my mind. So pull my wool around me as I gaze up through the gray. My world's so full of wonder, my heart's so full of clay. But since my darling left me in this cabin on the line, springtime she is coming, but she isn't here today. When the sunshine hits my face in the longing of the days, and everything around me inside me melts away, I praise the saint of mountains other than crocuses and birds. All hail ye, sister springtime full of grace. Walk with me together through the forest of my home. You can hear the thrushes calling, hear the warm west winds moan. The creeks have started running now, I can feel it in my veins. And winter's grip is looser now,
crocuses and birds. All hail ye, sister springtime full of grace. All hail ye, sister springtime full of grace.
Thank you. Well, something that bluegrassers do a lot of that I find interesting is, but I kind of love it, is we're all nerds about our instruments. We love to jam with people and go up to people and say, hey, what are you playing? What is that? Like, if you're not 100% sure right away, you see a Martin and you're like, what year is that Martin? Where'd you get it? You know, you start asking those kinds of questions. And a lot of people...
What's the top made of? What
you know,
kind of wood is the top?
You get super nerdy on all that stuff. And people always ask me about with this guitar because it has a little F up there, which stands for Firk. It's a Czech-made guitar. And Mike used to play this beautiful... Well, he still does play it, but we just don't really play it in this... right now in the Doggone Brothers. He played this beautiful old Gibson. It's like a 68 Gibson guitar. It's a beautiful, beautiful acoustic. And we would switch the line of this song that we're about to play. There's a line in there that says, I'm going to string up this old Martin box and join myself a band. And we used to switch that line to, I'm going to string up this old Gibson box and join myself a band, just because we were playing a Gibson. And now it doesn't really work to do that because we don't play the Gibson anymore, and I have this Firk, so to string up this old Firkin box and join myself a band doesn't work to switch that lyric. And then he got this new octave mandolin. It's not a mini guitar, in case you're wondering. A lot of people ask, what's that cool little guitar you're playing? And it's a mandolin, but an octave lower, and kind of a little, it's bigger, lower, better. And but it's a Lewandowski, which doesn't roll off the tongue very well. I'm going to string up this old Lewandowski box and join myself a band. Too many syllables. And then we got this little a Jamie Weens mandolin. It's a Weens. We call it the Little Weenser. So it sounds a little weird to switch that lyric to, I'm going to string up my old Weenser and join myself a band. That's the worst it's the worst of them all. So we're just going to stick with the original lyric for all the bluegrass nerds out there.
But that's
this is a Firk. That's a Lewandowski. That's a Weenser. Rhonda, what are you playing on the bass? That's a 1949K. Rhonda Shippey on the bass, everybody. She's doing a lovely job holding us together. And Leah, what are you playing? What's this little fiddle you're fiddling around with?
I'm playing both a violin and a fiddle.
Oh, it's a double. It's a double instrument.
It's a transformer.
2 in 1.
It's a fiddle and a violin.
I heard someone say that a violin sings and a fiddle dances.
That's a nice way of putting it, if you're wondering what the difference is. Anyways, we're going to sing this tune for you and just filling you in on a little bit of our, the creative process and what goes through our heads leading into a song like this.
And it's made no change at all.
Zero change to you, but we just had to get that off our chest. Now we feel the load is lightened, and here we go. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3.
I've been hanging out of town in that low down rain, watching Good Time Charlie, man, he's driving me insane. Out on shady Charlotte Street, all the green lights look red. I wish I was back home on the farm in my feather bed. I got myself a rocking chair to see if I could lose these thin dime hard times, sell on the Church Street blues. Found myself some pickin' friends who read yesterday's news, tore out
page 21 and stuffed it in my shoes. Give me a nickel to the poor, my good deed for the day. Tear out my own billfold and threw it all away. I got myself a rocking chair to see if I could lose these end-time hard times hell on the Church Street blues. Wish I had me some guitar strings, that old Black Diamond brand. String up this old Martin box and join myself a band. Or maybe I'll just stay right here, pick and sing a while. Try to make me a little change and make all you folks smile. I got myself a rocking chair to see if I could lose these end-time hard times hell on the Church Street blues. Got myself a rocking chair to see if I could lose these end-time hard times hell on the Church Street blues. These end-time hard times hell on the Church Street blues. These end-time hard times hell on the Church Street blues.
Well, thank you so much, folks. We got a couple more tunes for you, but thanks so much for being here tonight. And if you're tuning in online, thank you so much for watching. We do have some merch here with us this evening. If you are enjoying the music, we have some CDs and we have some music over here. And if you don't like the music, we have some handkerchiefs and we got some stickers and we have some mints even. Yeah, just want to thank you so much for being here with us at the Duncan Showroom. This is such a great space, and I hope you continue to support music here because, man, these spaces are rare. I wish we had something like this in the East Kootenays. We don't quite have this cozy of a room. This is like, I don't think I've ever seen anything quite like it in my whole life. It's like a thrift store and a venue together. Is it a thrift store?
Nothing's for sale.
Nothing's for sale.
It's the most amazing collection of things.
There's a place in Cranbrook called Twice as Nice, and it looks kind of like this side of the building, of the inside. Like, there's a lot of very cool little trinkets that you just walk around and you're like,
Yeah.
I want most of this stuff. Some of it I don't want, because someone probably, just an old thing that they're, anyways, getting rid of.
Just dig a little bigger hole there in the street.
But most of it's decent.
It's fascinating.
Some of it should.
It's fascinating.
It's fascinating. That's the right word. That's the right word. We're gonna keep it going with an old country tune for you. This one's called "There Goes My Love" by Buck Owen. 1, 2, 1, 2.
There goes the reason that I sigh, there goes the reason that I cry, there goes the lips I used to kiss goodnight. There goes my love. You're the first love of my life, and you might be my last. Well, I don't want to be just another old love in your past. There goes the girl I used to know, there goes the girl that I love so, there goes the arms that used to hold me tight. There goes the reason that I sigh, there goes the reason that I cry, there goes the lips I used to kiss goodnight. There goes my love. got a feeling for you, yeah. It's with me night and day. Even though we're far apart, well, it won't go away. There goes a girl I used to know, there goes a girl that I love so, there goes the arms that used to hold me tight. There goes the reason that I sigh, there goes the reason that I cry, there goes the lips I used to kiss goodnight. There goes my love. So there goes the arms that used to hold me tight. There goes the reason that I sigh, there goes the reason that I cry, there goes the lips I used to kiss goodnight. There goes the girl I used to know, there goes the girl that I love so, there goes the arms that used to hold me tight. There goes the reason that I sigh, there goes the reason that I cry, there goes the lips I used to kiss goodnight. There goes my love.
Well, thank you, folks.
We are really grateful to be here tonight, and for all of you for coming out, and for all of you out in the internet land for joining us here for this little international affair, I hope. And we're going to leave you with this last song. There's a thing that bluegrassers do that not a lot of other kinds of musicians do, is that they jam a lot. If any of you were up at the Couch and Valley Fest there, everybody brings their instrument, and as soon as the music's done, they head out into the campers, and then they pick up their own instrument, and they wander around like looking for a jam, and it's super common to be like, hey, can I play with you guys? And then a new circle is born, and a new band is born, and this goes on until all hours of the morning, and sometimes right through into the next day. And it's such a great part of this oral tradition of passing on music. And you'd think that everyone would want to do that, but you know, we've been to all kinds of different festivals, and it's always the bluegrassers who are looking for each other and going like, when are we jamming? When are we jamming? And we sit around, and all the other musicians are like, what's going on over here? Can we play too? And so it's a funny thing. And this song, this is a new song that we wrote in our little session there that was sort of born out of that feeling of a late night jam and circling up in a little tent. Leah has this great thing we call the jam castle, or Tonehenge, which is like this little circle tent that is just big enough for a rockin' jam. And last year we had this little jam that just went on and on. It was a great feeling, so we tried to capture it in a song. This one's called The Barn is Rockin'.
If the barn is rocking, we'll come knocking. We ain't stopping till we're done. So keep on strumming, 'cause the morning's coming. We ain't stopping till we're done. Rosin a fiddle, fire up the griddle. We're gonna have us a little fun. If the band is hopping, we'll keep rocking. We ain't stopping till we're done. See a little picket line. Go on, play something like that old Jim Sutton. We ain't stopping till we're done. Rosin up the fiddle, fire up the griddle. We're gonna have us a little fun. If the band stopping till we're done. So keep on strumming, 'cause the morning's coming. We ain't stopping till we're done. No, we ain't stopping till we're done. Well, thank you folks so much for being here tonight, and thank you for tuning in online. Thanks, Longevity John, or Long John, as some folks call him. And thanks for doing sound, and Ted, and doing a great job up there on the faders. And we're the Doggone Brothers Band. We'll see you next time. And we're actually on tour right now, so if you know someone down the road, we're heading over to the West Kootenays. If you know anyone in that direction that you think would enjoy a couple of bluegrass pickers, and Folk Yay is where we're headed next. All I can say about that is folk yay.
Yeah, folk yay.
Yay. And then we're off to Roslyn over in the West Kootenays, and then heading over to Golden for a show at the Columbia Basin Trust Symposia, and then we're home. So if you know anyone on the road that you think would enjoy it, send them out our way. And we do have some merch afterwards if you'd like to come say hi and pick up some goods. And yeah, I guess on behalf of all of us, thanks so much. We'll see you next time. Thank you, folks. Well, we've been playing as a four-piece band in the last handful of months, but we've kind of spent most of our time as the Doggone Brothers as just a duo, and we're gonna leave you with an old Leuven Brothers tune, a doggone Leuven Brothers tune. Here's a song for you called oh gosh, what are we doing again? Running Wild. This is an old tune that we've been playing for years, and thanks for being here tonight. You're running wild. How long can this go on? You're leaving me alone and running wild. And you're always gone. My love you never share. It's more than I can bear. Stop running wild. You'll settle down someday and find I've gone away. You'll think of what you've done while running wild. I can go on. You'll have to choose the way. You'll have to stop running wild. Settle down someday and find I've gone away. You'll think of what you've done while running wild. I can go on. You'll have to choose the way. You'll have to go or stay. Stop running wild. See you, folks. Thank you.
story I would tell about the greatest gambler. You all should know him well. His name was Willow Conley, and he gambled all his life. Had 27 children, yet he's never had a wife. And it's right, Willie, right. Roll, Willie, roll. Wherever you're gambling now, nobody really knows. Well, he gambled in the White House and in the railroad yard. Wherever there was people, there was Willie and his car. He had the reputation as the gamblingest man around. Wives would keep their husbands home when Willie came to town. And it's right, Willie, right. Roll, Willie, roll. Wherever you're gambling now, nobody really knows. Sailing down the Mississippi to a town called New Orleans. They're still talking about that poker game on the Jackson River Queen. I've come to win some money, gambling. Willie says by the time the game ended up, the whole damn boat was his. And it's right, Willie, right. Roll, Willie, roll. Wherever you're gambling now, nobody really knows. Oh, but Willie had a heart of gold, and this I know is true. He supported all his children and all their mothers too. He wore no rings or fancy things like other gamblers wore. He spread his money far and wide to help the sick and poor. And it's right, Willie, right. Roll, Willie, roll. Wherever you're gambling now, nobody really knows. Well, it was late one evening during a poker game. A man lost all his money, he said Willie was to blame. He shot poor Willie through the head, which was a tragic fate. When Willie's cards fell on the floor, their aces back with eights. And it's right, Willie, right. Roll, Willie, roll. Wherever you're gambling now, nobody really knows. So come all you roving gamblers, wherever you might be. The moral of the story, well,